Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do every weekday afternoon from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the airwaves of Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Number to call up, as always, is 888-MAD-DOG-6. That's 888-623-3646. Let me be the first to say to you that I am in Southern California. Sunshine, beautiful weather, palm trees. Had a beautiful time last night at a post-Emmy party hosted by HBO. Prior to that, I had a beautiful weekend because it was parties all over the place. I even went to something for the damn Los Angeles Rams and had a good time, laughing at the organization because they actually thought they were going to beat the Seattle Seahawks. Lo and behold, I found out otherwise, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Because even with that, even with my being wrong about that, that has absolutely positively nothing to do with why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling today. You see, ladies and gentlemen, you might like this because the haters and the cynics and the skeptics out there may love this. The folks who love me may hate it, but I am having a very bad day. I am not having a good day. I'm pretty damn ticked off, if I should say so myself. And that would have everything to do with what I saw take place right outside the nation's capital last night, or yesterday afternoon rather, at FedEx Field, with the Washington Redskins hosting the Dallas Cowboys, and somehow, someway, the Dallas Cowboys managed to win this damn game 27-23. They managed to win this game because Kirk Cousins reminded us all of exactly who he is. Just another Redskin allergic to prosperity, throwing a pick in the end zone, nullifying a drive, preventing the Redskins from going up 10 points, giving the Dallas Cowboys the ball, which they would ultimately take and ultimately confiscate a lead, and as a result, end up winning. I saw no running attack from the Washington Redskins. I saw Kirk Cousins pile up numbers, but nothing else. I saw a Redskins defense that watched the Dallas, or allowed the Dallas Cowboys to convert 6 times on third downs. 4 times for 8 yards or longer. That means on 4 separate occasions, the Dallas Cowboys had a third and at least 8 to go, if not longer. And Dak Prescott, this rookie, this 4th-round pick out of Mississippi State, being made to look like the second coming of Joe Montana, for crying out loud, shows up and gets it done, running for a 6-yard touchdown, moving the chains, converting on third downs, 17, 16, 10-yard passes, completing 77% of his passes in between the numbers, got Des Bryant involved by getting him a 100-yard game for the first time since 2014. I'll give the Dallas Cowboys credit on this day. I ain't happy about it. Nobody says I have to be happy about it. I do have to be real. I do have to be honest. I do have to be fair. But nobody gets the mandate for me whether or not I have to be happy, because I am not happy. Keep in mind, I was one of those that believed the Dallas Cowboys, before Tony Romo got hurt, was going to win the NFC East. I'm thinking more of the Giants right now, because you've got Cruz with Sterling Shepard, with Odell Beckham Jr., with an offensive line that's improved, with Eli Manning, who's Mr. Reliable because he doesn't miss games, and he's there starting for you at the quarterback position, with a defense that has improved. I mean, they neutralized Drew Brees yesterday. So when you're talking about the NFC East, you could talk about the Giants, but I can't ignore what I'm seeing from the Cowboys. Dak Prescott looks pretty damn good. Des Bryant is back. Terrence Williams is not failing to get out of bounds and blowing games. And not only that, he's not wearing bright gold chrome ties to bring attention to himself when he doesn't need the damn attention. Cole Beasley and Jason Witten are the primary targets for Dak Prescott in between the numbers. Ezekiel Elliott ran the ball effectively yesterday, including having a touchdown run. Nothing spectacular, but he did do the job. And Alfred Morris even chipped in against his old team, finishing the touches with a 4-yard touchdown run. The Dallas Cowboys appear to be a team to be reckoned with. It is what it is. I understand it. I got it. But I must say, again, I ain't happy about it. You see, you have to understand something. I can't stand you damn Cowboy fans. Y'all make me sick. It's not the Cowboys that make me sick. It's y'all. I mean, what the hell is there to hate about the Cowboys? Their uniforms are cool. They play in a $1 billion playpen. The cheerleaders are fine. What's there to hate about the Dallas Cowboys? I'll tell you what, it's fan base. The most delusional fan base in the history of the United States of America. You folks can go 1-15. You'll wake up tomorrow morning and talk about how you're going to win a Super Bowl. Y'all are the most nauseating, disgusting irritants I've ever seen in all my years of covering sports. Y'all make me want to vomit. I can't stand y'all, Cowboy fans. I just can't stand y'all. And to make matters worse, do you know that I found out, I didn't even realize, 2 of my boys, Allen Iverson, Denzel Washington, both Cowboy fans. I knew LeBron was, which is why I was a bit surprised he showed up to the Los Angeles Rams games yesterday wearing something with the Rams. And somebody's going to have to explain to me what the hell was John Wall, star point guard for the Washington Wizards of the NBA, doing showing up at FedEx Field, outside the nation's capital, wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey. He's from Raleigh, North Carolina. He's from Raleigh, North Carolina. What the hell are you wearing a Cowboys jersey for? You know why? Because he's trying to get traded. But that's a different subject for another day. I'm not interested in talking about John Wall and the damn Washington Wizards right now. Other than to warn Ernie Grunfeld and his right-hand man Tommy Shepard and those boys, John Wall wants out of Washington, D.C. I don't care what he says. He wants out. Because why the hell else would you show up to the Redskins game, knowing what the rivalry means to those folks outside the nation's capital, inside the nation's capital, in Virginia, wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey? You want to be traded. That's what that is. You ain't fooling anybody. That's what you want to do. You want out. It's just that simple. I understand. Washington Wizards are not that good. Bradley Beal getting $128 million. That's about $43 million more than John Wall's contract right now. Timing is everything. But John Wall might not be looking at it that way because he ain't the biggest fan of Bradley Beal. And Bradley Beal ain't the biggest fan of him. But to show up to a Redskins-Cowboys game, when you represent the nation's capital on the basketball front, wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey, you show no regard for Dallas Cowboy fans. I'm sorry, for Washington Redskins fans. You want out. That's why you did that. Ernie Grunfeld. He has value. John Wall can play. You might want to consider that. I'll take him in New York any day of the week. Tell you that right now. Yes, I would take him ahead of even Derrick Rose. Yes, I would. I would take John Wall ahead of Derrick Rose. Yes, I would. I would do it. Back to the Cowboys. I'm sick. I'm nauseous. Because I got to give credit where credit is due. When I think about Dak Prescott, I got to admit to y'all, I don't even know if I'd let Tony Romo back in the lineup. I really don't. And I'll tell you why. It's not because the team is not better with Tony Romo. When Tony Romo's healthy, Tony Romo can ball, and he'll make things happen. He's a playmaker. Here's the problem. The problem with all of that is Tony Romo's not healthy. Tony Romo's had 3 back injuries in 2 years. He's 36. During all of his years with the Dallas Cowboys, he's only won 2 playoff games. What the hell do you have to lose by leaving Dak Prescott in? What do you have to lose? He's youth. He's got youth on his side. He's just a rookie. He's a 4th-round pick. He's playing with house money. The expectations are not great. Jason Garrett is relatively conservative anyway, even though he went for it 4th on 1 at least 2 occasions yesterday, which is an aberration for him because he's Mr. Cautious, Mr. Conservative. But Dak Prescott got it done. Got to give credit where credit is due. Call it like it is and acknowledge that, wait a minute here. Dak Prescott might be the guy. He's definitely the future for the Dallas Cowboys, but he probably should be the now. Because why disrupt the chemistry that you've built? Tony Romo ain't expected back for another 6 weeks, at least. Why disrupt that chemistry? For what? Why mess with it? These are all legitimate questions. That's how I'm thinking. It's how I think you should be thinking. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. Speaking of the Redskins, I don't believe in Kirk Cousins. I respect him for betting on himself, but I don't believe in him. I think that Kirk Cousins right now has proven he's Kirk Cousins. He's a guy that can make some decent plays for you, put up some good numbers for you, but when it really gets tight, you know, during that time of the game when palms get sweaty, backsides get tight, Kirk Cousins is one of those dudes. He's just that nervous. He does ill-advised, silly things. I'm surprised that their offense hasn't been more effective considering the fact that Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson are entering the last year of their contracts looking to make things happen. And it's Josh Doxson out of TCU that's making some noise with big plays instead of the other dudes. Pierre Garçon was complaining after the game about turnovers and all of this other stuff. Redskins win the red zone 5 times, 1 touchdown, 3 field goals, and an interception. They came up short. This is who Kirk Cousins is. He's a backup that shows you every now and then he can start for you. But once he's given a starting job, he ain't consistent enough for you to place that kind of long-term faith in him. That's the problem. You like that? You like that? No, the Redskins fans are not liking that, Kirk Cousins. Not right now. Not right now. Redskins are 0-2. Didn't buffer their offensive line, didn't take care and secure their running game. And as a result, here they are now, 0-2, having spent $75 million, $50 million in guarantees on a guy they got playing one area of the field and don't even have him on the best dude. Not following him around. And then after the game, Josh Norman is complaining about having to take a piss test. Well, you play for the NFL. You know this is what they do. They highlighted how they wanted you to do so. That's what it comes with, bro. $50 million in guarantees. That's what they want. You cussing trainers out, media hearing you. That's fine. I don't blame you for feeling frustrated, especially if you clean. But that's what comes with it. It's the contract you signed. Did make people look at Josh Norman a little bit curious. Yo, bro, like, you know, why you got a problem with the piss test? What's up with that? That's what they were saying. I don't feel that way. I think Josh Norman is legit in every way. I just think the Redskins overall got problems. And I'm going to tell you where I think the problem lies. I think it lies with their coaching. I think it lies with Jay Gruden. And I think it lies with their defensive coordinator, Joe Barry. You know the personnel that you had. We don't want to hear how it's difficult for other guys to move around and play different positions. How complicated can it be? And it's not about the nickel and who's playing the nickel or whatever the case may be. You don't have to change all of that. The only real changes occur with Breland and Norman. Whatever side a receiver is on is the side Josh Norman should be on, the leading receiver, period. It's just that simple. It's not that hard. It's just the way I look at it. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. I want to also talk about the Green Bay Packers. Because if y'all know anything about me, I'm of the mindset that Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. Not so much yesterday. 213 yards passing. Interception to close out the game. Getting outplayed by Sam Bradford of all people. Stephon Diggs lighting up Green Bay secondary. Sam Shields being out didn't help. Green Bay, of course. Got a 4th and 1. And Mike McCarthy decides to go for it, and you decide to give the ball to James Starks instead of keeping it in the hands of Aaron Rodgers? What's up with that? See, that's just trying to be too damn smart. So you got that going on. But we also got something going on with Minnesota. We got to hope and pray that Adrian Peterson is not out for the year or nothing catastrophic has happened to him. We don't know what his status is yet. He's getting an MRI on that right knee. He had to be basically assisted off the field. Couldn't put any pressure whatsoever on his right leg and his right knee. That was pretty bad. What I would say to you is that things could be in trouble because you lose AP. He's Adrian Peterson. It's a wrap. But I will tell you this. If he can come back, the way Sam Bradford can throw that ball, the way Stephon Diggs can put on a show, because this brother has really elevated his stature, his game. I got to give love and props where it's due. I knew Stephon Diggs could play. I didn't know he could play like that. Still got Kyle Rudolph there. Laquan Treadwell can play. That defense for Minnesota is legit. Zimmer has proven to be one hell of a coach. I got to tell y'all, this is getting very interesting. This is getting very, very interesting. Minnesota's the reigning NFC North champions. I thought it was a foregone conclusion it was going to be Green Bay. I still believe in that bad man that is Aaron Rodgers. But I am concerned, based on what I'm not seeing from him. He looks very ordinary right now. And I'm not used to seeing Aaron Rodgers look that way. Now, I blame several components. Number one, the offensive line. Number two, Eddie Lacy still not running the ball that effectively. Number three, Jordy Nelson is back on the field, but he hasn't fully recovered from the injury he had last year. Number four, Randall Cobb and Rodgers and others ain't necessarily Vontae Adams ain't getting open. Aaron Rodgers can only do but so much. And I think that's important to be said. He can only do but so much. But Aaron Rodgers, if you're listening, my brother, you're not looking that good right now. You're not. You're looking very ordinary. You're looking very, very ordinary. I don't know why. But you need to get it together. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call. That's 888-623-3646. Coming back, we'll talk about Aaron Rodgers. We'll talk about the Cowboys, Redskins. We'll talk about the injury to Garoppolo and what should happen from there. I personally think that the Patriots should trade him. Y'all think I might smoking something. I don't care. I'm telling you right now, Tom Brady ain't going nowhere. Tom Brady has not been abused as a football player. He looks like a damn model. Got the supermodel wife. He's living a very comfortable and lavish lifestyle. He takes very, very good care of himself because he can afford to. I think that Tom Brady in 3 years is going to be what he is now. And since Garoppolo has a contract through next year, what is he going to do after his auspicious start? He's going to just sit on the bench? Nah. If you could get a first-round pick, if you can find a sucker to give you a first-round pick for Sam Bradford, like Minnesota did Philly, what could you get for Garoppolo? Based on what we saw, it's something worth considering. He's got youth on his side. He's got New England pedigree on his side. And essentially, he's 2-0 as a starter. I got to tell y'all, I would consider trading Garoppolo. I'm not going to give him away. But for the right deal, like anybody else, I would move him because Tom Brady ain't sitting on anybody's bench. I'm just telling y'all right now, I would move Garoppolo. I think I can get a first rounder. I think I can get a couple of second round picks for him. I think I can get a lot for Garoppolo at this juncture. I think it's worth Belichick and the crew considering. 888 Mad Dog 6 is always the number to call up. That's 888-623-3646. You're listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show. Sirius XM, Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82. Back with your calls and more in a minute. What's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all listening to me on Facebook Live. Ted Cruz, Stephen A., are you on the weed? No, I am not. Sean Lamar, Super Senior, 100, no doubt. Appreciate you. Carlos Baez, Von Miller's a bad man. Yes, he is. Lee Atkins, Pat Nation, can't deny that. Michael McClellan, I just shouted you out, bro. Marshburn, Ronnie Van. You got it wrong. They should trade Brady. Now you are smoked. You should be drug tested immediately. And like as soon as possible. Priority number one. That's just ignorant. Ignorant for you to say that. Tawana Martin. Hey. Hey you. Appreciate the love. Eddie Hernandez. Thank you for getting on, Aaron. Yeah, I had to, bro. I had to. Tina Sykes Mosley. How about them Cowboys, baby? All right, you got me for week 2. We'll see. We'll see. Terrence Wynn, this is the best thing on Facebook. Appreciate the love. Thank you, bro. Joe Fears, Romo is done as a Cowboy? I think so. El Ray, Cam Newton, 4 TDs, though? Yeah, I'm getting ready to get into him. Kevin Burrows, you are the man. I try to be. Deborah Quinby. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you. Talk to y'all later. Keep listening to the show, SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82. If you can't listen to it in your car, you can get that SiriusXM app and holler at me through that way, all right? Feel free to call in at 888 Mad Dog 888-623-3646. But I really need y'all to watch First Take, too, because I'm on in the morning. I got more energy than I do with my radio show because I'm up bright and early. So on ESPN2 every weekday. First Take, ESPN2. Make sure y'all check me out at 10 a.m. East Coast time. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace and love.